On today's episode, part 2 of the special 2-part series from the live recordings of the Porn Resilient Marriage Summit. Once again, I'm joined by Taylor Chambers, and this time we're diving deeper into the powerful practice of loving-kindness meditation. In this episode, we explore the unique aspects of loving-kindness meditation, how it differs from mindfulness, and why developing self-compassion is so crucial in the recovery process. Plus, I'll be guiding a loving-kindness meditation session, helping you experience its transformative benefits firsthand. As a bonus for podcast listeners, I am still offering a limited-time $100 discount on my 14-day training guide, Mindfulness Made Easy. This offer is valid until midnight on October 31st, so be sure to take advantage before time runs out. You can find the link to the discounted course in the show notes or head over to my website and use the code MINDFUL at checkout. In other news, if you're seeking support in overcoming porn addiction or unwanted porn use, don't forget to sign up for a free discovery call. Together, we can determine if the Unhooked Academy Group Coaching Program is the right fit for you. If you sign up now, you'll also get lifetime access to the course and the community. And now, without further ado, let's jump into part 2 of the meditation series.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Lipkowitz, and with over 12 years of meditation experience as a mindfulness trainer and coach for high performers, I've become obsessed with helping people break free from compulsive, unhealthy behaviors and addictions and step into a life of true freedom so that they can finally become their best selves and cultivate deeper and lasting fulfillment. I've created Unhooked, the Breaking Porn Addiction podcast, to give you simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to master your mind and optimize your life. This is Unhooked.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome. I'm excited for round 2 with Jeremy. Makes it sound like a combat thing, but kind of the opposite in many ways. We're talking loving kindness meditation tonight and a bit of why I wanted to weave in a lot of mindfulness because it's a philosophy that matters a lot to me and to a lot of my clients. And so Jeremy is an excellent resource that I wanted to capitalize on while we have this connection going with this event. And I wanted to do a loving kindness meditation because it involves a bit of a community feel, us and others, kind of a sense. And so I was workshopping some of this with Jeremy, and we decided this would be a cool thing to do as separate from a mindfulness meditation, which is a slightly different approach to getting into a more observant state. And the loving kindness sounded like a cool way to bring some of the live events to a close. And so I'll let Jeremy describe what a loving kindness meditation is all about. But what I wanted to say about it was just that this community aspect has really been on my mind a lot recently and how valuable it is to have people around you. And yet I know that there have been multiple messages about, I want community, but it's hard to find. I'm looking for like-minded men, or where can I go to find other women in this experience? And in some ways, there are more resources than ever to connect. The virtual space is a really cool place to connect with experts that you would have never been able to connect with, and online communities and groups. But still doesn't necessarily mean it's easy or automatic to find those things. And so a lot of times what I'm encouraging clients who are struggling to find that for themselves is to expand that idea of community and to look toward family and friends as community, even if these specific challenges aren't shared directly. If it wasn't an appropriate relationship to bring up sexual challenges with, for example, still fostering community in general, church communities or parenting co-ops or philosophy meetups or whatever it's going to be, having your people around you. I had one client who was like in the bowling league, and that was just like actually pretty meaningful. And so any kind of community that way. The other thing though is that it's one thing to be in a group of people, and it's another thing to like be experiencing that sense of belonging and connection. And so my hope is that the loving kindness meditation can be a way of fostering that sense of connection and that sense of belonging with other people, even if you don't know who those other people are, or even if you are feeling a bit insular in your experience, this is a kind of meditation that's helping you feel that general connection with humanity. And I'm really a fan of that. I have to confess, part of me, there are certain connection elements that I have it comes easy to me. Empathy is just one that I feel like I can pretty well tune into other people, understand what they might be experiencing, really sensitive to other people's pain and suffering, that kind of thing. On the other hand, I don't actually feel particularly generous with my resources with other people. I've heard the word stingy a few times with things like money, time, attention, and stuff like that. And in some ways for me, this loving kindness meditation is like this abstract way of giving a bit of my time and my energy, so to speak, toward a very general thing, a general type of connection. And for me, I feel like that's a practice that is worth cultivating more and more of. And I think that a lot of people who are struggling with unwanted behavior or who are struggling with betrayal can often really bring our lives inward, and we can pay a lot of attention to us and our story and neglect some of the larger stories or the broader scope of things. So anyway, all of this to say, I think that this loving kindness meditation that we're about to do is really opening, really expansive, really connecting. And so I hope it ends up being really valuable for everyone. So with that, any thoughts, Jeremy, on this whole loving kindness angle that we're approaching?
Yeah. First of all, I love that you brought this in on the kind of the final day. And as you said, it really is a practice of learning how to connect with other people and connect in a particular way. As you said, you can have empathy and you might be able to say, oh, I can understand that this person is feeling afraid, or I can see that this person is feeling sad. But it's that genuine desire for their well-being is what love and kindness is really about. Like really wishing, oh, I really wish this person could be well. I really feel genuine compassion and I want to help in some way. And so that's what we're cultivating with a love and kindness practice, is that feeling of genuine well-wishing for another person or for ourselves. And so that's another component to it, that this love and kindness, we do it for other people. We wish well for other people. And in that way, we're cultivating that feeling of well-wishing for other people. But we also importantly need to do it for ourselves, because particularly in addiction, there can be a lot of self-loathing, self-judgment, self-hatred. And so we're learning how to actually treat ourselves with compassion and with kindness, which is a skill that we need to master. And so to importantly not forget ourselves in that equation, that we can do it for other people, but we also importantly need to do it for ourselves. And so that's really the main difference here between the mindfulness practice that we did before and the love and kindness practice that we're going to do today. That mindfulness is really about cultivating that awareness, just seeing what's happening as it's happening. Love and kindness is about cultivating that very particular quality of wishing well for someone, including ourselves or other people or the world at large.
Yeah. I love that. In fact, that was a really important distinction. It helps highlight that the mindfulness is whatever's here, that's what we're paying attention to. And there are certain practices like this one where we're providing a bit of leadership into generating a particular experience. And those are both useful and separate. And that was an important distinction for me to clarify in my own mind. And then, just that idea of, hey, self is included in this humanity thing. And if we leave self out of the equation, we're going to have a hard time actually feeling a sense of belonging, actually feeling genuine compassion. It's going to get a little sideways when it's like, hey, everyone out there gets some of the good stuff. And we neglect to bring ourselves into that. So,
yeah. And particularly in the recovery world, because that self-loathing can be one of the things that keeps us isolated and keeps us stuck in the addiction, is that sense of shame and feeling like we're not good enough. And so learning how to be kind to yourself is so powerful and so important in this practice.
Yeah, totally. Cool.
Maybe just to give people a little sense of what it's going to look like before we dive in. In the loving kindness practice, there are different ways to practice, but the most traditional way to practice loving kindness is essentially you're repeating certain phrases. So you're bringing someone to mind, someone you care about, someone who's in pain and suffering. And then you're in your mind quietly, so not even saying it out loud, but you're just repeating certain phrases of well-wishing. So it might be things like, may you be happy and peaceful, may you be healthy and strong. And you're trying to simply repeat the phrase and connect with the intention of wishing well for that person. Now, just to know before we dive into this, if this is your first time, at first it might feel mechanical. It might feel a little bit robotic to just be repeating these phrases, but just allow yourself to repeat them. And then, as best as you can, see if you can drop into the genuine wish for the well being of this person. But don't worry if it feels robotic or mechanical at first.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's a good acknowledgement. I think that I remember sometimes, like for me, getting the form is where I start, for better or worse. And so it can be hard to juggle that and the actual emotions or the actual sense of things. But that's a valid starting place. But yeah, we are trying to get beyond that when we're able to.
Yeah.
So,
And the one
cool.
last thing to say about it is sending that love and kindness to ourselves is often the hardest part for especially those of us in the West and those of us dealing with addiction. Being kind to yourself is very challenging, which is why we usually leave it towards the end and we start with someone easy. We start with someone who it just feels really easy to send that love and kindness towards.
Cool. Yeah, so there's a progression. Someone easy, someone a little more challenging, ourselves. Is that the progression?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we jump into it?
I think let's dive in.
All right. I'm excited.
Cool.
Okay. Take us away.
All right. So, as before, go ahead and find a nice, comfortable posture for yourself. Maybe sitting up a little taller in your seat or finding a comfortable place to sit. And then you can allow your eyes to close if that feels comfortable. You can keep your eyes open if you wish, just having a soft gaze towards the ground. So, either lowering your gaze or closing your eyes. And we can start as before with just a few grounding deep breaths. So breathing in fully and exhaling, letting it out. Do that one more time. A deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. And taking just a moment or two to relax your body. Release any tension or tightness. For this meditation in particular, it's very helpful to find a posture where you feel relaxed and at ease. And maybe for just a few moments, tuning into your breathing. Just feeling your in-breath and feeling your out-breath. And now to do this love and kindness practice, I want you to bring to mind someone from your life who you have really positive feelings towards. Someone who has maybe helped you out in some way. Maybe a coach or a mentor, a teacher, a relative. Someone who you have a very simple relationship with and just really positive feelings. You know that this person cares for you and wants the best for you. And when you think of this person, it just brings warm feelings. And then take a moment to just visualize this person in your mind. Imagine them sitting in front of you, seeing the smile on their face, feeling that warmth from who they are. And again, knowing that this person just wants you to be happy. They just want you to be well and be at peace. And just feeling that warmth coming from this person. And in the same way that this person cares for you, we can also send that care back to them, knowing that they go through their own struggles and challenges. They have uncertainties and doubts, times of confusion. So we can repeat these phrases of love and kindness, just quietly in your own mind, repeating the phrases. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you feel safe and protected. May you live with ease and well-being. We'll go through these phrases again and again, just as you say each phrase, visualizing the person and really seeing if you can connect with the intention of wishing this for this person. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you feel safe and protected. May you live with ease and well-being. Visualizing, seeing this person. If you find it helpful, you can imagine a warm light coming from you, landing onto them as you send these phrases of love and kindness. Going through one more time, again, just connecting with the phrases as you see this person. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you feel safe and protected. May you live with ease and well-being. And then letting the image of that person fade away and calling to mind another person who you have an easy and harmonious relationship with. Someone who you want to be happy. You care for them. You want them to be successful and to be at peace. And just bringing that person into your mind. Maybe a friend or a relative, someone from work. And again, visualize this person sitting in front of you. And then repeating the phrases as you connect with just that intention of well-wishing. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you feel safe and protected. May you live with ease and well-being. Again, if you find it helpful, you can imagine a light coming from you and landing onto them, and seeing them receive this gift of your well wishes, a smile on their face, whatever image comes to mind for you. And then letting the image of that person fade into the background. And then calling to mind yourself, knowing that you are also deserving of this loving kindness, these well wishes. You might find it helpful to imagine yourself as a young child or just the current version of yourself. And then repeating the phrases in your mind, seeing if you can get behind the intention. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be healthy and strong. May I feel safe and protected. May I live with ease and well-being. Going through the phrases one more time for yourself. Again, wishing just for your own happiness, your own well-being. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be healthy and strong. May I feel safe and protected. May I live with ease and well-being. And then adding on any other phrases of well-wishing that feel appropriate for you. May I take care of myself joyfully. May I treat myself with kindness. May I be my own best friend. Any wish that you have for yourself. And then letting that image of yourself fade away. And as a final wish, we can send these well wishes to all beings everywhere, to everyone in our city, everyone in our country, everyone on this earth, to all sentient beings who have feelings. So bringing everyone to mind and sending these wishes out in all directions. May all beings be happy and peaceful. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings feel safe and protected. May all beings live with ease and well-being. Again, envisioning those well wishes spreading out in all directions, knowing that everyone deserves happiness and peace. And bringing your attention back to your body and just noticing how your body feels in this moment. Bringing some awareness to the area of your chest. Noticing if there's any warmth or vibration there. And just resting on the feeling of your body for a moment or two. And then to bring this practice to a close, we can take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And gently opening your eyes and bringing some movement and stretching if that feels good. Taylor, back to you.
Thanks as always. That felt great. The usual kind of relaxation, that stillness just feels really good in my body. I'll share some of my observations, and then hopefully each viewer is reflecting on what's showing up for them. Feel free to add comments or anything like that to share what your experience with it is. That classic challenge of like my concentration kept going in and out, and I was a little annoyed. I was like, come on, just let's stick with it. But I did try to apply the mindful, hey, that's where we're at, for now. But even with just those intermittent kind of like touching into the images, the feelings and stuff like that, it was just nice. It is surprising to, when you slow everything down and look at a person, even in your mind's eye, and notice and use those phrases, that feeling really does come up pretty quick of just like, yeah, I want you to be happy. Yeah, I really want you to be at ease. Like, that would be amazing. I actually do care. And it's pretty incredible how even an initial pass through can, open some things up. So that was a little my experience. I initially was trying to figure out just the right person for each of those stages of things. And I don't know if I got the right person. I don't think that's really the point. But what I will say is that I landed on people that kind of surprised me, of just like, okay, simple relationship, at ease. And there are a lot of really rich, complicated relationships that I could tell would be different to practice with than some of the simple ones. And so it was interesting to be like, yeah, who's in that space of, we care about each other, and thinking of their beneficence to me and then wanting to give some of that back. So anyway, just a pretty cool experience overall.
Yeah, a couple of things I could say about that. It's actually really important. Actually, a lot of times when people first do this and they think, okay, I need to pick someone who I really care about, they might pick like a spouse or like a close family member. And that can actually be more challenging when you have these more complicated relationships, because in the very close relationships, there's often maybe some tension. There's maybe they forgot to do the dishes and you're resentful and I care for them, but I wish they would do this thing. And so picking just a very simple relationship, maybe one that's not super close, is helpful for just finding that one that's really easy. And so it can even just be like someone who bags your groceries at the grocery store who's on a weekly basis, or a barista at a cafe who you just have a good interaction with. And sometimes it's those more neutral people that it's actually easier to really feel that difference where you actually like, oh yeah, like that guy from the climbing gym that I talk to once in a while. Yeah, I hope he's happy. Like I wish him
Mhm.
to be healthy and strong and to live
Yeah.
with ease and to be peaceful. And so, as you mentioned, like trying out different people is actually really a good practice to do to
Mhm.
see, oh, okay, when I bring this person to mind, can I drop even more into that feeling? Because this is actually, it's less about this person. This is not this kind of magical thing where we think that if we wish well for this person, like the wish is going to magically come true. We're doing this to cultivate that feeling in our own heart and mind. And so really the key to tune into is when I do this for this particular person, do I feel that sense of love and kindness arising within me? Do I feel the blossoming of that fire within me?
Mhm.
What happens is that then the more that we do this, it will actually affect this person. If we then go see them, we'll actually have a better relationship with them. But it's not this kind of magical thing where if I wish well for this person enough, they're actually it's going to be transmuted across the airwaves and make them better. It's not kind of prayer in that sense.
Yeah.
It's really about cultivating the quality of kindness and compassion in our own heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Which has been, I think, challenging for me. I'm the one where it's, I don't know, whatever emotions are showing up, that's what I'm dealing with, which is all of us to a certain extent. But to become skillful with, hey, I'd like to intentionally cultivate this one at this moment. And that kind of like ancient wisdom of finding the love within yourself. And there's a way of drawing that forward we
Mm.
can practice and get more skillful with. And so the imagery in some ways is that. And then in other ways, just like that genuine, next time I bump into them, I'm probably going to be like softer and a little more open and can snowball from there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the thing is hopefully you notice that when and you even said this yourself, like it just feels good to wish well for someone. Like when you
Yeah.
genuinely wish well for another person, it's a really pleasant feeling. Like it makes
Mhm.
us feel good. And so this really is a happiness practice. It's like we can
Yeah.
actually cultivate the very quality that leads to our own happiness and well-being. The more, and you meet these people, there are people in the world who they just wish well for everyone. They just have good intentions for everyone they meet. And those people are the happiest.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
people who are the least happy are the ones who are running around saying, I don't like you. I don't like you. It's just that grumpy kind of
Yeah.
Scrooge behavior. It's a miserable life, right? It's a life of suffering. But when we're just our heart is open and we're just, oh, may you be happy. May you be happy. It's a way of making ourselves happier as well.
Yeah. When we get into that cranky space, so often our mind, for me, I think it's for all of us, our mind is if only they would, get the order right, or if they would hurry
Mm-hmm.
up, or if they would listen to me, or whatever. And so it's all about the source of happiness is now on someone else. And this way, it's like, it's about opening
Yeah.
with whatever it is that we're dealing with around us. And so I know that many of the hearts that are coming through this event are wounded and hurting and all of that. And so opening up might feel really risky in so many areas
Mm-hmm.
of your life. And this could be one really safe, really valuable place to practice that opening, that softening with drawing out those simple relationships that aren't so complicated, aren't heavy or hurting.
Yeah.
And so that can be, that's still something that we want to cultivate, even if we feel the need to be a bit guarded in particular relationships. So,
Yeah. Definitely.
cool.
And that's where doing it for ourselves is so powerful. It's can we be kind to ourselves and say, oh, may I heal from this? May I be healthy and strong. May I be resilient. You can mix up the
Yeah.
phrases as well. Like you can try out
Mhm.
different phrases that feel more resonant.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. When I brought my own face to mind, there was, like this uptick in intensity. It's, oh yeah. Okay. Even me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, and that's stuff I'm familiar with and the ideas are already there, but it's a practice of, okay, going back into this yet again. And
Yeah.
I think it's so important. And really, we can really become good friends with ourselves. A lot of self-compassion that I work years ago really shifted how I relate to myself. And I genuinely feel a friend to myself. I still have some of those tendencies to get hard on myself at different times, but there's a new baseline for me. And so it's practices like this that have really shifted me. And I know that it can make a big difference for people if they're going to lean into it.
Especially in the addiction space. Again, that self-loathing and self-criticism is such a powerful component of addiction. And it's why learning how to be kind to yourself is so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks, man, for guiding us on the loving kindness journey. And this is something that you can get the timestamp and then replay this over and over for those who've got the recording. And this would be an excellent thing to be practicing on the regular. But if nothing more, hopefully that's opening up some ideas and inviting you to find ways of opening up your heart.
Yeah. And I guess that's just a small little plug for the Access bundle that you have. I have a meditation course in there with 14 different guided meditations, including love and kindness. And so if you need meditations, go get that bundle that Taylor put together.
Totally.
You can get them. Yeah.
Exactly. That would make it so simple and easy to be like, okay, sit down, open it up. Here's the practice. Let's go. So, yeah, definitely recommend. Cool. All right, man. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. We'll go ahead and close out here. Again, viewers, wish you all well and hope that all of this is bridging into real lived, changed experiences for you. So with that, we'll let you go. Take care, everyone.